If your firm is considering implementing an offshoring arrangement or using a non-US company to support the services that you provide to your clients, the risk management considerations that I'll be introducing provide a good high-level overview of some of the steps to consider and address as you explore this new arrangement. One of the first steps to consider when exploring implementing an offshoring arrangement is to perform as robust a due diligence process as possible. And this would include analyzing the reputation and competence of the offshore company in the services that you're looking for them to support, as well as ensuring that they have a compatible professional culture to that of your firm's. So this would include making sure that their practices and expectations related to work will work well with the ones that your staff already has in place. Additionally, as part of the due diligence process, it's also important to assess the confidentiality and cybersecurity practices of the offshore company. We strongly recommend that you include your firm's IT director or trusted IT professional in these evaluations, because their expertise will be instrumental in assessing the security systems in place at the offshore company, as well as analyzing the feasibility of partitioning or bifurcating the client records and information that should be provided and accessible by the offshore company versus those that should not. Once an offshore company is selected, it's important to consider how to disclose the fact of this new change in practice to your clients. It may be a very good general rule of thumb that the more disclosure, the better. And in CAMICO's perspective, it's also incredibly important to be communicating to your clients the plans that you have for the information that they share with you in order to perform the services for them. These disclosures would also provide your clients an opportunity to decline to provide their consent to have their information shared outside of the United States. These disclosures can be accomplished through additional engagement letter clauses above and beyond the usual third-party service provider clauses that we suggest in our engagement letter templates, and a template including an illustrative additional clause for a non-US or offshoring arrangement is also available on our MOS in our Engagement Letter Resource Center. The type of client consent that may be appropriate given the situation is subject to different layers of requirements. The broadest is usually imposed by the AICPA, and as long as the contractual agreement with the offshore company does include terms regarding the confidentiality of client information, then for the AICPA's purpose, no client consent is required as a separate document or separate approval. However, if any tax information is going to be shared with the offshore company, then the Internal Revenue Service's IRC 7216 would apply. As a best practice, CAMICO also still recommends that IRC 7216's format is used for non-1040 or non-individual taxpayers, as it provides an excellent format and good basic information to have communicated in these situations. This has very strict requirements as to the form and format of a written affirmative client consent, especially for 1040 series or individual taxpayers. In some states, there are even more stringent rules for any information to be shared outside of the United States borders, not just tax information. And for these situations, we do recommend that you consult with your firm's legal counsel to determine what requirements may exist for the engagement and specific client situation that you have at your firm. Again, this is a very brief high-level overview of important risk management considerations to keep in mind as your firm is exploring offshoring. We in CAMICO's Loss Prevention Department are also always here to help you to apply these different rules and tactics to your specific situation. We can be reached by calling CAMICO's phone number or the Loss Prevention Department at lp@camico.com.